Hi. Today we're going to do some yoga on the Yakima River in Washington. We're going to go ahead and start in our mountain pose. We're going to start standing, feet hip width distance apart, planting in the feet through all four corners, spreading out the toes, getting a good foundation. We can go ahead and rock back onto the heels, spreading out the toes, placing them down one by one, big toe, and then spreading them out all the way down to the pinky toe, and then shifting forward onto the balls of the feet about 70%, so our weight is distributed equally. We can go ahead and actively reach through the top of our head, letting the shoulders release down away from the ears, lifting up, turning the palms forward, closing the eyes here, just taking a few breaths to check in and see where we're at today, see what's going on in the body, noticing what's happening, if there's any body parts we need to take care of and honor. Just becoming mindful of the body. And then we can start to bring awareness into the breath, slowing the breath down, breathing fully and deep into the belly before the ribs expand fully, and exhaling completely. Finding that nice, slow, deep breath, letting our central nervous system start to relax, unfurrowing the brow. We'll go ahead and inhale, sweeping the palms up to the sky, letting them come together, exhaling, coming down to our heart center, bringing the fingertips to the forehead, linking the mind, body, and breath. And then we'll go ahead and release. We want to step up to the front of our mat. And we'll go ahead and inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan diving into that forward fold, hinging at the hips. Noticing how that first forward fold feels. We can go ahead and bring the hands to the shins and lift halfway up. Shoulders pulling back away from the ears. Exhaling, we move back to our forward fold. Inhale, reverse, and come all the way up, reaching all the way up. Exhaling into forward fold. Inhale, half lifting up. Exhaling to forward fold. Inhale, reversing, coming all the way up. Exhale, release. Inhale, half lifting it up. Exhaling, coming down. Inhaling, reversing, and coming all the way up. Exhaling, bringing it down. Letting the hands find the mat as we step back to down dog. Letting the head move through the arms, alternating heel presses here, pedaling the feet. Bringing both knees down to the mat. Letting the tops of the feet come onto the mat, we sink the hips back, moving into child's pose. Coming up onto all fours, moving the wrists underneath the shoulders, the knees under the hips. We'll go ahead and move through our cat and cow. Just moving with the breath. Again, pulling the belly button to the spine as we move into cat. Letting the tailbone lead the way as we move into cow, lifting all the way up through the top of the head. Just moving with our own breath at our own pace here. One breath, one movement. And then moving back to child's pose, extending the arms out in front of us. Stretching through the shoulders. We can go ahead and move into a modified vinyasa flow, so we can inhale to a kneeling plank, exhale to a chaturanga. Inhaling, we press up, exhaling, pressing back. Inhaling to a kneeling plank, exhaling to a kneeling chaturanga. Inhaling, coming up, exhaling, pressing back. Inhaling to a kneeling plank, exhaling to a chaturanga. Inhaling up, exhaling back. One more time, let's go ahead, inhaling to a kneeling plank, exhaling down, inhaling, pressing up. We can go back to child's pose, either keeping the arms extended, or we can bring them back by the heels. Go ahead and bring the hands back out in front of us, spreading the hands out, placing our weight through the thumb, the pointer, and the pinky. We can go ahead, come up, tucking the toes, lifting up into our down dog. We can take the right leg up to the sky, bending the knee and dropping the foot behind our back. Bringing the knee to the chest. And then going back to down dog. Taking the left foot up to the sky, bending the knee, dropping the foot behind our back. Bringing the knee to the chest, stepping up, and then coming into forward fold. Hands move to the shins, we lift halfway up, shoulders pull back away from the ears. Remembering to breathe here. Palms come back behind us, facing the ground, lifting through the chest in airplane. Sweeping forward into chair pose. Stepping back with that left foot, coming into high lunge, reaching up. Turning to our warrior two. Reaching actively through the fingertips, looking forward. turning our front palm, going into reverse warrior. Again, either supporting on that back leg, we can look up, or we can look down over the back shoulder, just making sure that our neck isn't feeling any strain. And then we come back to our warrior two. Turning the heels to the corner of the mat. We're going to come into our goddess pose. And we'll go ahead and flow. We inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, coming down. Inhaling, reaching up. Just going into these moonflower flows here. Inhaling and reaching up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Reaching up. Exhaling, big circle down, coming into sunflower. We inhale, reach up. Exhale, big circle down for sunflower. Reaching up, inhale. Exhaling, coming down. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, down. Inhaling up. Exhaling, down. Inhaling up. Exhaling, down. Inhaling, reaching up. Coming back to goddess. We're going to go ahead and turn towards the back of our mat, turning the back heel, pivoting the front foot, and moving in to that warrior two. Let's turn the back foot, moving into our high lunge. And then moving back to warrior two, remembering to breathe. Turning the front palm, we move into reverse warrior. Moving back to our warrior two. We'll go ahead and straighten out the front leg, reaching forward, moving into triangle, letting that front hand come down to the shin, the ankle, or the mat as we open up through the chest, up to the sky. Dropping the top hand, turning towards the side of our mat, releasing the crown of the head to the floor. Breathing here, letting the breath inhale and lengthen through the spine. Exhale and draw the chest a little bit closer to the thighs. Releasing the crown of the head to the floor. We can go ahead and nod our head like we're saying yes. And then turn our head from side to side like we're saying no. And then come back to center. Turning what was our back foot to now our front foot. We're going to go ahead and turn that foot towards the front of the mat, straightening out the legs, pressing the hip back, letting that hand come to the shin, ankle, or mat as we open up with the top arm, reaching up. Bending through that front knee, we reach back up into Warrior Two. With that left knee, we're going to go ahead and bring it up and just lift up here, holding, reaching up with the arms. Exhale, we twist, opening up. Bringing it down, switching legs. We'll go ahead and lift that right leg up, reaching up, and then twisting. Bringing it down, coming back to our mountain pose. Let's go ahead and inhale and reach up. Exhale, swan dive, moving into that forward fold. Letting the arms hang here. Releasing the crown of the head to the ground. We can go ahead and move our arms in a circle. And then switch directions. And we can go ahead and windshield wiper from side to side. Let's go ahead and bring our hands to our shins, lift halfway up, and then alternate knee bends here. Coming back to center, placing the hands down onto the mat. We're going to go ahead and move into a little vinyasa flow, so we can go ahead and step back to our down dog. We want to inhale to plank, exhale to a chaturanga, turning the feet onto the top of the mat, lifting up into up dog, tucking the toes, pressing back to down dog. Again, moving into plank, to chaturanga, to up dog, back to down dog. One more time. Inhaling plank, exhale to chaturanga, inhaling up dog, exhaling down dog, bending the knees, moving back to child's pose. Coming around, we're going to move into a seated position. We'll move into our staff pose. Extending both legs onto the mat, sitting up through the crown of the head, lifting, working on that posture, that low core, into the quads a little bit, into those hip flexors, just reaching up. And then we'll go ahead and move into our butterfly pose here, grabbing the heel or the ankles, not so much the toes. We don't want to rock and twist the ankles up, so we want to grab the ankles to stabilize. Sitting up. And then from here, we're just going to go into a nice, easy seated pose, crossing the legs. We'll inhale and reach up. Exhale, twisting to the right for owl. Again, using the breath to lengthen as we inhale, twist deeper as we exhale. Lifting as we inhale. Twisting deeper as we exhale. Releasing, coming back around. We go ahead and inhale, reach up. Exhale, twisting the other way. Using the breath again. And we'll go ahead, release. Coming back to our seated position, we can go ahead, grab hold of the hamstrings as we rock back, pulling knees to chest, releasing the back here. We'll go ahead and bring the feet down to the mat. We want our feet hip width distance apart, arms by our sides. We'll go ahead and press through the feet, lifting through the hips, walking the shoulder blades down along our spine, lifting into bridge here. Pressing through the hips, lifting, pressing the feet into the mat. Remembering to breathe. We can interlock our fingers underneath the body if we want. Breathing, walking the shoulder blades back out, and then coming down vertebrae by vertebrae. We want to come down nice and slow here. We don't want to just slap the back onto the mat. We want to control that movement coming down. And then pulling knees to chest. Bringing the feet down, letting the arms come out. Like a T, we'll go ahead and pick up the hips, shifting them over to the left, letting the knees drop over to the right. Holding in this supine twist here today. And then bringing it back to center. Hips come back underneath us. We can go ahead and pick up the hips, shifting them over to the right as we let the knees drop to the left. And releasing, bringing the hips back underneath us, extending both legs. Coming into Shavasana, into our final relaxation pose. We can let the hands come to a comfortable position either by our sides or on our bellies. Closing our eyes, letting the body release into the mat. Looking into the brow center. Seeing shapes, colors, or patterns. Not trying to control them, just witnessing them. Letting our breath flow softly here. We can start to move fingers and toes and pull knees to chest. We can rock from side to side if that feels comfortable for the body today. And then we can either come into a seated position. The easiest way we can for our bodies, we can come around pushing away the earth and come to a seated position, sitting up nice and tall. We'll go ahead and take the right ear up to the sky. And then switching sides, taking the left ear up to the sky. And then back to center. Let's go ahead and take a big inhale, reaching up. Exhaling wide, releasing down. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, we release wide and down. We'll go ahead and go one more time. We inhale, reaching up, letting our palms meet together, coming down to our heart center. Thank you. Thank you for practicing with me. Bye.